So, good day everyone. Once again, my name is Maximus Vincent A. Hines from ABM 11 Y1-3, and I'm here to discuss proportions. Proportion is the comparison between two or more ratios or rates. Proportion says that two ratios are equal. Here are the different types of proportion. First, we have direct proportion, inverse proportion, and partitive proportion. First, we have direct proportion. Direct proportion is the relation between two quantities where the ratio of the two is equal to a constant value. When one quantity increases or decreases as the other also increases or decreases at the same ratio or rate. What I have here is an example of direct proportion problem. A recipe for 10 pancakes requires 2 cups of flour. How many cups of flour are needed to make 5 pancakes? So the problem asks us to determine how many cups of flour are needed to make 25 pancakes, given that a recipe for 10 pancakes requires 2 cups of flour. This is a classic example of a direct proportion problem where two quantities are directly related. The first step is to set up proportion, which is an equation that states the two ratios are equal. We can set up the proportion like this. 10 pancakes is to 2 cups of flour is equals to 25 pancakes is to X cups of flour. And the next step is to cross multiply the proportion. This means multiplying the numerator of one fraction by the denominator of the other and setting them equal to each other. So that would be 10 pancakes times X cups of flour and then 2 cups of flour times 25 pancakes. That would give us 10x is equals to 50. To isolate x, we divide both sides of the equation by 10. So, 10 divided by 10, you can cancel that, and then 50 divided by 10 is equals to 5. In conclusion, we need 5 cups of flour to make 25 pancakes. I have here the second example. A car travels 150 kilometers in 2 hours. How long will it take to travel 300 kilometers at the same speed? So, first step, we can set up the proportion to represent the relationship between distance and time. So, we can do it like this. 150 kilometers is to 2 hours is equals to 300 kilometers is to X hours. And then we just cross multiply it. 150 kilometers times X hours and then 2 hours times 300 kilometers. So that would give us 150 kilometers times x, 150x, and then 2 times 300, which that came from 2 hours times 300, that would give us 600. And then to isolate x, we divide both sides by 150. 150, that this would be cancelled, and that would leave us to 600 divided by 150 is equals to 4 hours. In conclusion, it will take 4 hours to travel 300 kilometers. And next, what I have here is the third example. If 6 workers can finish a task in 8 days, how many days will it take 4 workers to finish the same task? The first thing to do is to set up the proportion to represent the relation between workers and the days it will take them to finish the task. Like this, 6 workers is to 8 days is equals to 4 workers is to X days. Next step is to cross multiply it. 6 workers times X days and 8 days times 4 workers. That would give us 6x and then 8 times 4, which is 32. Again, to isolate x or to eliminate this, we're just gonna cancel it, and then that would leave us to 32 over 6, which is 5.33. In conclusion, it will take 5.33 days for 4 workers to finish the same task. I'm just gonna leave you guys with this example or exercise for you to practice it. Next, we have inverse proportion. Inverse proportion is the relation between two quantities where one quantity increases or decreases as the other quantity decreases or increases at the same ratio or rate. Here is an example of inverse proportion problem. 6 employees can finish a project in 16 days. How many days does it take for employees to finish the project if all the men work at the same time? So the first step is to set up the proportion. We can set up the proportion to represent the problem like this. 6 employees is to 16 days is equals to 4 employees x. And then we know that 6 employees can finish the project in 16 days. So we can plug these values into proportion. Here, x represents the numbers of days it will take for employees to complete the project. Now solve for x. Multiply both sides of the equation. So 6 times 16, that would give us a 96, and 4 times x would give us 4x. And then divide both sides by 4 to isolate x. That would leave us to 96 over 4, and the final answer being x is equals to 24. In conclusion, 4 men can do the job in 24 days. Next, we have a factory has enough raw materials to produce 500 toys in 10 hours. If the factory wants to increase production to 750 toys, how many hours would it take? First, we should understand the problem first and then set up the proportion like this once again. And then after that, we know that 500 toys can be produced in 10 hours. So we can plug these values into the proportion. That would give us 500 toys is to 10 hours is equals to 750 toys is to x hours. Here again, x represents the number of hours it will take to produce 750 toys. Now multiply both sides of the equation. 500 times 10, that would give us 5,000, and then 750 times x, 750x. And then to isolate x, we should divide both sides by 750. Cancel these, and then that's gonna leave us with 5,000 over 750, that is equals to 6.67. In conclusion, it would take approximately 6.67 hours to produce 750 toys. Next, we have the last example of inverse proportion. A car traveling at a speed of 60 km per hour takes 5 hours to reach its destination. If the car increases its speed to 80 km per hour, how long will it take to reach the same destination? Again, the first step should be understand the problem first and then set up the proportion. Like this, 60 km per hour is to 5 hours equals to 80 km per hour is to x hours. Again, the x here represents the hour it will take if the car increases its speed to 80 km per hour. and then multiply both sides. So 60 times 5, that would give us 300, and 80 times x, that would give us 80x. And then to isolate x, we should cancel it and divide it both sides by 80. So that will give us to 300 over 80, which is equals to 3.75. In conclusion, it would take 3.75 hours to reach the destination at 80 km per hour. Likewise, I should give you guys an example or an activity for you guys to practice it and understand it on your own. And for the last type of proportion, we have partitive proportion or proportion by parts. Describes a whole amount being divided or distributed into two or more unequal parts. Now I have here is an example of partitive proportion problem. Three friends, Alex, Ben, and Chris, wants to share $120 in the ratio of 2:3:5. How much money will each friend receive? So the first step would be setting up the proportion as well, like inverse and direct proportion. So it represents the shares of Alex, Ben, and Chris using variables 2x is to 3x is to 5x respectively. The total amount is $120. We can write the equation 2x plus 3x plus 5x is equals to $120. Combining like terms, we add the coefficients of x. That would give us 10x is equals to $120. And then solving for x, to isolate x, we divide both sides by 10 again. And that would leave us to $120 divided by 10. That is x is equals to 12. And then for calculating each share, we should times it or multiply it to 12, which is the ratio that is given, which is 2:3:5. So 2 times 12, $12 is equals to 24, and then 3 times $12 is equals to $36, and then 5 times $12 is equals to $60. In conclusion, Alex gets $24, Ben gets $36, and Chris gets $60. Next, we have number 2. A bag of 40 candies is to be divided among 3 children in the ratio of 1:2:3. How many candies will each child would get? So, of course, we should first set up the proportion to represent how many candies will each child get. So should write it like this again: 1:2:3 is equals to 40 candies, and then combine it like terms. So like we're just gonna add it once again like we did in number 1 example. So x plus 2x plus 3x, that will give us 6x, and then divide both sides by 6. That will give us 6.67 if we divide it to 40 candies. And to calculate each share, we should multiply 6.67 to the given ratios, which is 1:2:3. So we could know how can we divide it to these three childrens? So first, 1 times 6.67 candies is equals to 6.67. Then 2 times 6.67 candies is equals to 13.33. And 3.6.67 candies is equals to 20.01 candies. In conclusion, child 1 gets 7 candies, child 2 gets 13 candies, and child 3 gets 20 candies. And of course, we have the last example. A student spends 8 hours studying 3 subjects, which is math, science, and English. If the time is divided in a ratio 2:3:3, how many hours does the student spend on each subject? First step, as usual, we should of course first set up the proportion like this once again, like we did before. And it would be like 2:3:3 is equals to 8 hours. And then the total amount is 8 hours. The total time is 8 hours. So we can write the equation like 2x plus 3x plus 3x is equals to 8 hours. And then add the coefficient of x. That would give us 8x because 2 plus 3 is equals to 8. And then divide both sides by 8. So 8 divided by 8 is, of course, 1. And then multiply it again to the given ratio, which is 2:3:3, to find how many hours does the student spend on each subject. So the 2 represents the math, 3 hours to science, and then 3 hours in English as well. So in conclusion, the student spends 2 hours on math, 3 hours on science, and 3 hours on English. And once again, these are the activities you guys could answer if you want, so you can practice it on your home and understand it on your own. Once again, my name is Maximus Vincent A. Hines, and I believe that mathematics gives us hopes that every problem has a solution. Thank you. Bye.